What up, what up, what up? Take 3. Hopefully this works. If it does not, maybe I'll try tonight. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. But I'm Michelle Eldridge. I'm excited to be here with y'all and do another video. If you are new and you've never saw me before, welcome. I'm so excited to have you. Drop the word new in the comments below so we can welcome you and thank you for being here. If you are catching this on the replay, let me know what time Facebook showed this to you, or YouTube, or wherever you saw it, because I put them all over the place. And if you are live, happy Friday. It's a great day for a great day. That's how we start every day. We say that every day. Obviously, it's not the start of the day, but it's the first time I saw you. So, unless you saw me on my Instagram stories and you heard me say that already, either way, whatever. Hey, Michaela. So, again, drop, hey, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know what you're doing today. Happy Friday. Happy Father's Day weekend. What are your plans? Let me know. Put them in the comments below. And if you have any questions around Facebook Lives, drop them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. So how many of you, raise the hands, put the little emoji girl or boy, whatever, if you've ever done a Facebook Live, okay? If you've ever done a Facebook Live, put the little emoji hand up. And then if you want to do Facebook Lives, but you've never done one, put some hearts in the comments, throw some hearts, because I want to kind of gauge where everybody is at. And I want to help you guys. So a question I get a lot of the time is, how do you do? Hey, say hi. Say hi, boo. Say hi. Look.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, here's the view, y'all, by the way. It's beautiful, isn't it? Tennessee is glorious. So I get questions all the time. How can you do videos? Good for you. You can do videos. I can't. You do so good. I don't know what else. How do you do this? How do you do that? As around Facebook Live. So I'm going to tell you guys my best. Well, maybe not my best. I don't know, my favorites, especially around getting started, and then some more advanced ones for those of you who've done Facebook Lives and just want to take them to the next level. Okay. So first of all, you saw my title, correct? My title is probably one of the most, that's like the most important thing almost, okay? So anybody who wants to know how to do better Facebook Lives and create a community on Facebook, they're going to click this video, right? They're going to click the video. They're going to want to watch. I'm going to have to stay put right here. And they're going to take the time and watch it because I told them what I was going to tell them. Right? You always have to tell people what you're going to tell them. They don't care about let's chat, or they don't care about happy Sunday. People are busy. People are so busy, and we want to value their time. We want to think like everybody in the world has insane lives, because guess what? Everybody in the world does have insane lives. So your title needs to speak to the person you're talking to. If you want to, it doesn't matter who it is, but it needs to speak to them, and you need to let them know what it is that you're going to be sharing with them. Otherwise, if you don't have a compelling title, they're not going to stop. They're not going to give you their time, and really, you probably didn't earn it. So you got to think harder into your titles. If you need examples, tell me what kind of lives you want to do, what kind of products. Maybe not, don't say companies, okay? But maybe say a genre, and I'll try to give you guys some examples of some titles that you could use, the videos you could do, okay? And another hot tip is you don't, like, obviously, I don't sell any kind of social media stuff. But I'm doing this because I know my audience, and whether you buy makeup from me or not, a lot of people follow me for the free tips that I give around social media and building their business. You're fine. And so that's what I do. So I give that for free. So your videos don't have to be around your product all the time, just so you know. People want value. They want to be inspired. They want to be educated. They want to be motivated. They want to laugh, okay? And that's essentially where you've got to bring your own personal self into them. So if you've never done a live before, here's my tips. You don't need a fancy ring light. You don't need anything like that. What you do need is, you need a window, okay? You need some light. So you need to go sit in front of a window, pile you up some books or something, and sit your phone on it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be fancy. Nobody's going to see that. But if I were you, I would tell them that. because otherwise they think you have this fancy setup, because people don't know what they don't know, and so they perceive things. And so they think that you have this fancy setup, and they think, I can't do that. And our job as network marketers, if you're a network marketer, is to let people think, if she can do it, I can do it, right? So if they think you have this fancy setup from the jump, then most likely they're going to think they can't, okay? So I started literally in my window, in my kitchen, in front of a window, piled up a whole bunch of books, and I hit the live button. I'd never done a live before. I didn't know what I was doing. But what got people engaged with me, and here's a good tip for you, especially if you're brand new, and especially if you still get nervous. Tell them how you feel. Tell them that it took you an hour to push the button. Tell them that you hope your books that you got your stuff sitting on don't fall. Tell them that you hope that the light outside doesn't change. Tell them that you're nervous. Tell them that you're still learning, that you don't know all the things, and that you'll probably never learn all the things. But you're showing up anyway, and you're going to try and do your best. People want to know that you're human too, okay? Another tip is don't look at yourself when you're doing these lives. If you're doing makeup, I understand that you're going to have to look at yourself, but you want to angle the phone in a way that doesn't look like you're looking at you. It looks like you're looking at them, okay? But if you're not doing makeup videos, right, you want to look at the camera. The camera is typically in the upper right-hand corner on your phone. You want to look at that because why? It seems as if, and again, ask your questions below if you have any, and I'll do my best to answer. Say hi. And look at the camera when you're talking so that people can see your eyes. They can hear your voice. They can feel your vibe. And Sean Murphy says, I don't need to hear anything you say because your energy speaks so loud, I don't have to. Literally, and that has stuck with me forever because that is so true. I don't need to hear what somebody is saying to feel their energy, right? That's why Facebook Lives are so important, because the people that are supposed to be in your community are going to hang with you when they feel your vibe, your energy, and you're like them. But if you're trying to be perfect, everything is perfect, most humans, go play with Jace. Go that way and play with him. They're not going to feel like they can relate to you, because most humans aren't perfect, right? They're going to feel like, she's got it all together. I don't think that's my person, right? Because in reality, you probably don't have it all together, but if they perceive you that way, if you don't tell them the truth, if you don't just speak that out loud, they're not going to know, right? So another tip around Facebook Lives, let me see. So when I use a window, you can see my kitchen in the background. I feel so judged by my background. Doesn't look like a background. I have a magazine. I don't use a background to this day, Lindsay. Reason why is because before I ever started doing this, you got to think like the consumer. You've got to think like the person in the audience, okay? So I still to this day do not use a background because I don't want people to think I'm any different than they are, because I'm not. But if you put a fancy background back there, people think, they perceive it as that's fancy. That costs a lot of money. Even if it is a tablecloth, they still think like that, okay? So you have to understand that you're probably serving people way more. Go get Jace. I'll show you. Hold on, y'all. I got to take a kid over here. And don't be afraid if your kid pops up in your video, right? Okay, she wants Jace. He's on the trampoline. Go over there. Go play.
Come on, I'll show it to you.
Okay, sorry, y'all. Okay, so don't be afraid to just have your real life in your background. Yeah, straighten it up. I mean, don't make it perfect. It doesn't need to be a spotless background. Don't clean up one corner of your life and make it perfect, but straighten it up some so that they're not distracted in the background, but so that they also see that it's a real life. It's real life. It's not fake. It's not staged. It is your life, okay? And that's what people relate to. That's what builds community. People feel like they get to know you. They get to see your house. They get to hear your kids. Then they do truly get to know you because they're seeing you on video. Again, they're hearing you. They're feeling your energy, your vibe. And that is so powerful if you're trying to build a community. And if you're not trying to build a community, but you're trying to build a business, you're probably doing it wrong. Like, you have to be building a community. You want people to be in your corner. You want to uplift the people that are your audience. I hate even saying that because that's not how I view people. But that's what you're doing, is you're solving problems for them. You're going to play with Boo right now because she's looking for you. Go now.
Mom, I'm going to tell you something.
No, tell me in a minute. I'm getting all them messages. Go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Yeah, you're texting me. I got them. Okay, let me go back. Okay, but seriously, don't use the background. That's my advice. Don't use it, okay? Now, next tip is don't worry if your words don't come out completely right. You don't need a script. You don't need, like I used to, and I still do sometimes, is I'll write on little, this is a good tip right here, I'll write on little sticky notes the bullet points I want to touch, because I'm a talker, I'm aware of that, everybody that knows me is aware of that, so I get off track, squirrel moments, it's fine, but I want to make sure I hit certain points in certain videos so that I am giving the value to my audience that I want to give, and so sometimes I'll put on a sticky note, talk about bronzer placement, contour placement, where does blush go, whatever. I'll put those bullet points and make sure that I talk about them, but I won't put exactly what I'm going to say. Why? Because if you know exactly what you're going to say, if you're reading from something, like, not like notes. Notes are okay if you're teaching from notes. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if people feel that it's scripted, like if it's scripted, they're going to know it's scripted. Nobody likes that. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel authentic. And you're not going to be as relatable that way. And if you're not relatable, you can't grow a community, okay? Okay. Now, or you may can, but it'll take you a very long time, and nobody wants that for you, okay? We all want it to go, your process to be as smooth as possible, all right? So now, another good tip is to have I'm holding my phone right now, so I'm kind of breaking my own tip. But if you, if it's possible to have your phone at least arm's length from your face, no matter what kind of videos you're doing, it's going to show more true light. And whether you're doing makeup or not, it's irrelevant. Lighting makes such a big difference, and you don't need a fancy light for it to look really good. So that window that I told you to go sit in front of, awesome, go sit in front of it, but make sure you've got arm's length between you and your camera, and remember to stare at the camera, talk to it, not yourself, and people can feel you, okay? So, titles. Anybody got any kind of genre that they want me to make up a title? Because again, if you miss that part, that's almost the most important part. And then when you tell somebody something, just like I'm fixing to do right now. So, you tell people what you're going to tell them at the beginning of the video. Basically, you repeat your title. You always introduce yourself. Then you give them the content. And then you tell them what you told them. What does that mean? You do a recap. So far, I've told y'all, just do it, right? Be imperfect. Tell people that you're nervous. Tell people that, that you don't know what you're doing completely, but you're going to try anyway. Always don't worry about being fancy. Don't need a light. Sit in front of a window. Use books to stack your phone on if you need to. And mention that so people can feel the human in you and feel like they can do what you can do, okay? Number 3, stare at the camera, not at yourself unless you're doing makeup. And if you're doing makeup, angle the camera in a way that it looks like you're looking at the camera versus yourself. Eye contact is a big, big, big deal. Do not script it out. Absolutely make bullet points. Refer to notes if you need to, but do not script it out. People do not like that. Do not worry about having a backdrop. Nobody is going to think anything but that's really fancy, and I probably can't do that unless they've got a crap ton of money. They're going to think that's too fancy for them, and if you want to relate to people, don't do that. And then number 6, I can't hold up my other finger. What was number 6? I forgot what it was. Oh, don't be afraid if your background's a little messy or your kids pop up or your dog barks or anything like that. That makes you human. But when you're trying to be absolutely perfect and you're hopping on there and you're just like, everything's perfect, every hair's in place and all this, people think, good job, but they don't think I could do that, right? Because it's scary for everybody to start, but truly anybody can push the go live button. Truly anybody has a window in their house. Truly anybody could get on Google or whatever company they're in and learn some things to either, they could learn from Google, they can learn from whatever, to teach somebody, show somebody, make them laugh, inspire them, motivate them, educate them. That was number 7. Always be doing those things. And next one, I've not told you this yet, but I'm going to tell you now, is, of course, I said recap it. That's what I just did, but that was just an example. But always know who you're talking to. You're not talking to everybody. You are not trying to get everybody. Everybody's not going to be in your community. And when I decided that I was going to talk to people who felt like I was going to talk to myself, that's who I talked to. I talked to the woman who's felt less than. The person who's felt like the black sheep. The person who felt not good enough, not pretty enough, not like they fit the mold, or whatever. The person who's never really had the most fantastic life. I talked to the abused, the people who were raped. I've talked to the drug addicts. I talked to so many different kinds of people, but I don't talk to everyone. I talk to the people who are like me, or like I were. I think back, how did I look at social media? What, as a consumer, if you look at things like a consumer, you can learn to do anything. And so I would think, what would I want to hear? What would Michelle, almost 2 years ago, need to hear right now? Right? I would ask, I still do it. And I filter it through that. I filter it through that funnel. And if whatever comes out isn't for those people, if it doesn't make them either laugh, inspire them, motivate them, educate them, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. And if it's not, what's the word? If it's not for that person, I'm not telling you to spend 20 years working on your target market. You know yourself. Right? You know you better than you know anything else. That's who you talk to. You talk to you. That's your person. I talk to the moms that stay at home that need extra money. Like you talk, or the girl that loves makeup, or the girl that never wore it. Like there's so many people that make up me, that relate to me, and they will you. But it's not everybody. Not everybody will. And you don't want everybody. But if you try to talk to everybody, you'll get nobody. Right? You'll get like one person. And nobody, we want a community of people. And that's what I've built by showing up on Facebook Lives, even from the beginning, even when I sucked, even when I didn't wear makeup, even when my air conditioner was so loud in the background you could barely hear me, even when my daughter was throwing my makeup all over the place. I showed up and I talked to these people and I told them, I'm not perfect. Let's learn together. If you want to go on this journey with me, awesome. And I still have people all the time who tell me, I've been following you from the very beginning and it's insane from then to now. And it's not even been 2 years yet. What people think, where people make mistakes, or when they think it's day one, it's month one, it's day one, it's week one, it's month one, it's year one, and you think you're going to be perfect at something. You're not. You're not. It's not how it works. And as far as an entrepreneur, I'm still a baby. Like, I've not even been doing this 2 years. Still a baby. And these people that we see who have 80, 100,000 followers have been doing this for years and years and years, trying to build their social media. And they have an audience that they're talking to, right? Look at their stuff. The people that you may be comparing yourselves to, they're talking to a specific person, right? They may be, I don't nail it down any further than I'm talking to myself. And if what I'm posting, my Facebook Lives, what I'm doing them on doesn't filter through that, like for me, the underdogs are my people, okay? Those are my people, 100%. The people with anxiety, like there's so many things that I am. And when I get on here to share this with you, I don't get anything. I don't make any money from it. And I'm not going to sell you anything from it. What I am doing, though, is I'm helping the people who are in my community who are also trying to build a business, who may be considering it, or who, whatever, I'm helping them to rise. And that is what I want. Because I know my community. I know the people who are following me. Right? I know them because I know who I talk to. Right? So, my point here is know yourself. Know yourself enough to talk to yourself. And that's how you find your people. Talk to the camera. Don't try to be perfect. You don't need a backdrop. Just make sure the background's not really, really loud so it's not distracting. You can have your kids around. It can be like it doesn't need to be scripted, perfect, any of that. Be relatable, you guys. So, now here's my last couple tips. And this is going to be like some, I don't know how to describe what it'll be. That's how special I am. But always, 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 always reply to the people that comment on your post. Match their energy. They drop one heart, you drop one. They say 3 words, say 3 to 5. Never, never, never say less than them, ever, 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 and never look over anybody. Every single person matters. If you're getting 2 views, great. Those 2 people are giving their time to watch you, and if they comment, you best be commenting back to every single one. Every single one. And if they like your video, right? They like your video, maybe once a week go through and see who's liked your videos, hearted your videos, ha-hated them, whatever. Go thank them. Thank them. Tell them you're grateful for them. I'm serious. Because if you don't appreciate the people you have and you're always focusing on getting new people, new people, new people, you're going to lose the old people before the new people ever come. Right? You got to take care of the people who are already with you. You got to show them you love them. You got to appreciate them. You got to show up for them and love them. You got to love them. And if you want more engagement, guess what you got to do? Engage with people. Ray Higdon says it all the time. And he taught me this, what I'm fixing to tell you. It's a big tip. Comment on 10 people's stuff. Interact some form or fashion with 10 people's stuff before your videos or before your posts and after. Okay? So what I have my team do, what I do, is I'll go through my news feed, whoever I see, I'll if it relates to me, whatever, I will comment on some stuff. I'm not just a lurker, right? I don't want, I like when people comment on my stuff, so I like to comment on the other people's stuff. I'll do 5 right in my news feed, and then I'll go into my friends list and find people not in my news feed, and I'll find some posts to interact with over there too, before and after my videos. And in 2 days from now, my video will have a lot of views, and it'll have quite a bit of comments. And the reasons why is because I engage with people. I engage with people as much as I can, as much as I have time for, but there's never a post nor a video that I do that I've not engaged before or after. There's never a day that goes by that I've not interacted with at least 20, 40 people every day on their stuff, right? You're not going to get something you're not willing to put out. Right? You understand what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? There's a whole lot of stuff in this video, you guys. But if you have other questions about Facebook Lives, growing your communities, all these things, you can comment them below. And even if it's on the replay, I will come back and do my best to answer them for you. I do not know all of the things. What I do is when I learn something, when it works for me, when I can prove that these things yield results, then I come back and I teach it to you. Okay? That's the same way I do with, okay, let's go get you one. That's what I do with makeup. That's what I do with my business. That's what I do with everything. I learn that it works. I learn it. I put it to action. If it works, I teach it. I don't teach theory or things I've not tried, just like I've never told my team to do anything I don't do, just not that way for me. So just know that these things have been proven. These are what works for me. And things may be different for you, okay? But for me, these are what works, and that's why I do it. So make sure you catch it from the beginning if you didn't. Feel free to share it with your teams, with anybody you think that may benefit from this. I'm not trying to take anybody's people that I've got. Trust me, I don't. It's not who I am. I just want to help everybody do their absolute best, because most people get stuck thinking they've got to be perfect or they got to know it all. And the fact is, you'll do better if you don't. If you'll just start and be yourself without being perfect. That's what people will relate to, and that's how you'll build your community. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your time. You're the best. Have a great Father's Day weekend. Rock it out. Anybody who's working their business this weekend, the Weekend Warriors, y'all are my people. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.